Feels like it's been so long since we did a cast of the pod varietal.
It does. Feels like a long time.
Feels like it's been so long since we've been in this room.
Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two, step two, step two to step two.
I feel that. Did you just come up with that on the spot?
I made it up.
Anybody tell you got a gift?
Poet and didn't know it. I'm a rapper.
Can you sling me a rhyme just for a dime?
Just for a dime? Oh, the places you will go, there's fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical thing you do with the ball and make it the winningest winner of all, except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4? Or maybe not quite. Simple as not, I'm afraid you will find for a mind maker upper to make up his mind. If you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done, so be your name Bucks, Bomb, or Bixie, or Bray, or Mordecai Allen, if Alan, or Shea. You're off to great places, you're off and away. Will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. That's all I got.
You should be hired for parties.
Heard that, girl.
In case this goes under, this table, in case this table goes under.
I'll just be a Dr. Seuss
go to
rhyme
parties.
machine.
Yep. Be hired for like corporate events.
Indeed. Welcome to the 222A Procast episode.
Ocho.
Gracias.
Mr. Superman.
All right. So today we got a special episode. Today's episode is about happiness. It's about happiness. What we had a fairly pessimistic episode last time, basically talking about influencing. And if you missed it, go back and snag it. A real episode. Yeah, we were talking about influencing and breaking the beliefs and the ideas that are getting slapped about in the firearm community. And today we want to talk about some of the positive things happening in the firearm community today. Some of the positive laws, influential folks out there, people that we follow, recommendations that we're going to give you. And I think with that, I also want to preface that I'm going to start this out not so happy.
Yeah, we're going to start out
I'm going to start it out incredibly negative, and I want to say to the world, fuck Facebook and fuck Mark Zuckerberg and everything that he represents, and touting his, First Amendment right campaign he's doing right now and selling out obviously all the people that need to be sold out and everything that's going on in the media right now, while at the same time, and I know this wasn't like him pulling the trigger on this, but at the same time,
I hold him personally responsible.
The leader of a community who has they nuked the Tacticon armament account. They nuked my personal account. And by the way, something happened with my wife's cloud, her cloud photos. Mm-hmm. And we told each other it's no big deal because everything we've ever taken pictures of as far as our family goes.
It's on Facebook.
It's on Facebook. It's not that big of a deal. And we're talking about pictures of my kids when they were when they were born. You know what I mean? Like the birth pictures, all of the video. And yes, it's my fault, right? I should not have allowed that to stay in that ecosystem without downloading them and then backing them up. I will take responsibility for that. But for them to pull my personal account, I'm just pissed because my wife is sad. Yeah. That's why I'm mad. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'd be mad too, dude.
And it really is unfortunate because my personal account had nothing to do other than having to be linked to a business page. It had nothing to do with it. Now, if you guys know, we had a 2A Pro group.
Correct.
On Facebook, right? That 2A Pro group has now been moved to Discord. So if you guys want access to the 2A Pro group and you're wondering where it went, where I went, and where Tacticon went, well, it is under the rubble of the nuke that got dropped on all of those accounts. So
we got the Zuck bomb, dude.
So we're on Discord now. It's 2A Pro. The link for the Discord will be in the description of this YouTube Procast. So if you're listening to the podcast right now, you'll have to go over to YouTube.
No, I can put it in on
on whatever
the thing.
I know nothing about technology.
Yeah.
So no, yeah. So whatever platform that you're listening to, just go down. There will be a link to Discord. And the juiciest thing about that is the first 30 people to join the Discord group to give you some incentivization in this United Nation to get over there and sign up and start the party where we talk about all things Second Amendment related and completely unfettered. Now there's no holding back because, well, you can kind of get away with a whole lot of things on Discord that you can't get away with on Facebook. So
Like feet pics.
the first 30 peeps are going to get a special little situation. And then the first 100, I'm going to do something for everybody, right? The first 100 people that get in there and really get it going, I really want to give either tourniquets to a patch. We just got all of our patches in. You get some patches,
nice.
some stickers, right? I don't know, maybe some heavy discounts.
patch
I really
bomb?
want to do something for the first 100, really. But the first 30, I probably want to do something even more special for, like, maybe get a tourniquet out for them or something like that. Anyway, but everybody that's in the first 100 are going to be getting something. So I encourage you to get over there so that we can continue the conversation that we've been having about the Second Amendment. It'll give us good access to one another and really kind of build a, dare I say it, militia.
Ooh. You said the spicy word.
I know, right? Like,
Can't say that word.
yeah. So
Scary
build a
word.
militia out on Discord, and the reason why I want to build a militia out is because, well, written into our Constitution, we're allowed to do that. So that we will do.
I believe the second one says because I fucking can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that one says that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. So anyway, fuck Facebook and all you cucks who support Facebook.
Cucks for Zucks.
Cucks for Zucks. All you Zuck cucks out there. Anyway, and is that battle happening between Zuckerberg and Elon Musk? Is that a real thing, or is that just what's happening here?
I'm pretty sure there's so many K's in here. There's so many heavy K's.
Okay.
Musk
And Zuck.
Musk is down. Zuck is a cuck. Pretty sure that's what's going on. So
I don't know
Musk
what this
wants to
means.
fight. Zuck is saying no.
Really?
And I believe that's it.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I think he initially was like, when and where? And then Elon was like, let's fucking do it. I'll rent out an arena.
Yeah.
And then
I'll rent out an
I'm
arena.
pretty sure Zuck hasn't replied.
It's awesome. Well, anyway, if you, I don't know what happens specifically to the account, but what I will say is that, hold on 1 second. I need to.
We got pee-pee slapped.
I will say that I think it was the 2A Pro group that actually brought it down. Not saying it's anybody's fault in the 2A Pro group.
It's your fault,
It's
you
your
degenerate bastards.
fucking fault that it went down. The reason why I think something could have happened is we were moderating fairly consistently on the content being put up there because can't sell guns and can't sell ammunition and can't be trading and all that stuff. I think it happened in the deep of the night, and I think somebody was probably like, "Hey, someone want to buy a 80% lower receiver," right? And then
breaking direct law.
not only did they nuke, not only did they nuke our account, but I guess there was an individual who is employed with us that was an admin of that account whose personal Facebook was also nuked as well.
Fire.
It was. I think the moderators were safe. Because they seem to still have their Facebook, but
Right.
any
But that ban hammer
admins
came down
affiliated
hard,
with
dude.
it, the ban came down hard, spread far and wide. So Discord it is. Come on down.
Nice.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right.
So happiness.
Happy.
HAPPI.
That's it.
Happy.
All right. So I think one of the first ones that we want to start with. Why don't you get us going here?
I'm pretty stoked about. I think it's pronounced Tedder. Maybe it's Teeter, like Teeter Totter.
I know nothing.
But Tedder v. Lopez. So this is a case over in Hawaii for butterfly knives. I'm going to butcher it. But essentially, they use the Bruin decision to decide that butterfly knives are covered under the Second Amendment as bearable arms. And thus, people should have the right to have them, which is pretty fucking dope. And it's a Ninth Circuit decision. So that will carry on over into California and other communist states over here that deal with the Ninth Circuit.
Okay.
So that means if they were able to decide that a butterfly knife, or a balisong, as they are called in some places, is a bearable arm, then potentially the future looks very bright.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does indeed.
So, I mean, that's super exciting that a little piece of our right was restored.
Yeah.
Whether you like butterfly knives or not, that's an important thing that some some hosh posh.
Well, I think what the cool thing that's happening is in small increments, there's these wins happening state by state. There's these subtle little wins that are occurring. Now, the reason why a lot of states are in the position that they're in right now is because the subtle losses were happening.
Right.
And it was the boil the frog theory where they just kept taking one little tiny thing away at a time.
Cranking
and
up the
nobody
heat just a little bit.
Yeah, nobody really noticed it was even happening.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we all saw it happening, but it was never egregious enough to really throw everybody up in arms, pun intended, right? And have everybody really kind of do something about it. Because they're like, well, I mean, I guess if you're going to take that one handgun off the roster in California or something, it's not that big of a deal, right? That's the way most people think. And although it may enrage you and I, some people are like, well, it's just that one little thing. But they do that over the course of a couple of decades, and you've lost a lot of the things. So yeah. That's really the way it's been working, but it's kind of going the other direction now with Bruin, where they're just like slowly tacking on these wins, and slowly but surely, hopefully, our Second Amendment will be
on that. Talking about these wins, FPC, the Firearms Policy Coalition. You out there, if anyone is part of the FPC that is listening to this podcast, which I doubt, but if you are, we love you.
Yes.
You bring us so much happiness.
Yeah. The FPC is fucking amazing. They really are.
Dude.
They're doing the work out there.
Lawsuit printer go burr.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I mean, they will get all of my money.
Right.
All of it.
And
I'm not talking about like an Amber Heard intent to donate. If anybody watched that trial.
I will donate $3 million.
It was 7.
$7?
I'm going to donate $7 million, she said. Yeah. And that attorney tore her up in that trial. She was like, so did you donate? She's like, I have pledged. And she's like, did you give it to him yet? She was like, I've pledged it. She's like, that's different. She's like, it's synonymous. I'm like, God, what are we? Anyway,
The bed sheets are synonymous with the toilet.
Yeah. I'm pledging lots of money to the FPC one day. One day they will get all of my money. I'm trying to raise some kids that can really just take care of themselves when I'm gone so that they don't need anything from me as far as the will goes. And then it will all get donated to the FPC, assuming they don't turn into the NRA one day. And, whoever's at the top buys a yacht.
God
who.
Damn it.
Okay. I think we all know what's going on with the NRA.
Yeah.
But this is a positive podcast.
This is a positive podcast.
Es muy positivo.
Es muy.
En episode 8.
Ocho.
All right. So,
what are some companies? Let's talk about some companies.
Some companies and companionships.
That just make us happy.
First one that comes to mind for me is going to be that PSA, Palmetto State Armory, killing it out there for the poors.
Dude,
myself
love it.
included.
Yeah.
Right? I love the fact that they are able to create weapon systems for everybody to use, except for Lucas Bakken, that is effective, and like these things are they're just a good company. I mean, even though they've built a brand that is well known and heard of, they haven't significantly raised their prices outside of just your traditional, inflation that's been happening, and they've really been doing a fantastic job for the Second Amendment community.
Their quality keeps getting better.
Yep.
Their customer service is phenomenal. They've got a lifetime warranty. I'm pretty positive on things. What was it? I think it was the CEO. I can't remember, but I was watching an interview one time with the CEO, and somebody asked him, it was at SHOT Show, he was like, how are you able to keep your prices so low?
Yeah.
And he said, because it's not about the profit, it's about getting guns into the hands of every American so it can never be considered abnormal.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because that is by definition that's one of the tests that they use on whether or not something is allowed or not, right? I can't think of the word right now, but
is it unusual?
Is it unusual or abnormal?
Right.
And suppressors technically fall under the unusual or abnormal, right? So that's one of the tests that they use to prevent people from just being able to walk in and buy one.
Right.
I love that he said that. I love that he's doing that. And as far as we're concerned, their mission aligns exactly with ours. I mean, that is
same.
The exact thing that we are doing.
Right.
I want everybody to have guns, gun equipment, and gun companies, right?
Fuck yeah.
And that is one thing that we are trying to do right now. shameless plug. We are not sponsored, but I will sponsor myself.
That's right.
So
We have to sponsor ourselves.
we are putting together a course so that to show we're multiple courses that we can to show you guys exactly how to start your own firearm related company. I don't care if it's like everything from holsters. I would love to be able to package this into something where I could show you how to make body armor, hopefully in your garage, right?
That'd be lit. Yeah.
It is just something that I really want to do where everybody, even as a side hustle, if you have to, just get into the firearm industry. And I want to be able to show everybody how from the second I started until where we're at today, because the beauty behind that is not only are you going to be making some dough with firearm-related products, but
Hopefully.
every firearm you buy, including all the equipment that you purchase using as test equipment, is going to be a write-off for you.
Right.
Because if you can justify it as test equipment, R&D equipment, or anything of the sort, you can write it off.
Make the government pay
What
you.
that means, if people aren't technically in tune with what writing off is, and I'm not, I say this not to talk down. I say this only to explain it further,
To
right?
inform.
If you don't, and to inform, if you don't know what it is, a write-off is you spend the money at the end of the year. If you have a business, you're able to take that off against what they would normally tax you on. So if you make $100 and thing costs you $50, you only get taxed on $50. Exactly. Right. It's a write-off. It becomes an expense. And if you're in a certain bracket, right, now that doesn't mean you get $50 back, but here's what it would look like. If you're in a 30% tax bracket, let's say, or 40 to 50% if you're in California.
Love it.
Right? So if you're at 30%, I believe 30% of 50 is 25 hairs of a doll hairs.
I was homeschooled.
30. It is not. That would be 50% of 50. Oh, hold on.
It's like $13.
20% of 50 is $10, so it'd be 15.
Yeah.
It'd be 15. So if you're in a 30% tax bracket, you're looking at 15 bone. So you would essentially, that $50 thing that you bought as an expense would only cost you $35. Everything is 30% off. So why not? Why not start a side hustle? Why not get it going? Why not get 30% off of everything that you got going down? And I would be willing to show everybody exactly how to get that done.
And make everything common.
Yes. Yeah. And that's exactly right? So exactly what he just said, by that time, everything would be common. I don't care if you're just got a small CNC machine in your garage and you are doing, or a laser and you're doing stippling, or a CNC and you're making little triggers.
Little patches, whatever it may be.
Whatever it is, man. I mean, it really could be beneficial for everybody to participate, not just have the guns, have the accessories, and have the companies that are going to back the Second Amendment, make money, get discounts, have fun doing the entire thing. Because on the flip side of that coin, when you do have a company and you do have a seller's permit, not only is that $50 thing 30% off because you're writing it off, guess what else it is? It's whatever wholesale cost that you can get because you got a seller's permit from that company. So if you got a seller's permit for the company, I could show you how to navigate those waters to be able to get the wholesale cost on that, which it'll actually be $30, and 15% of $30 is like $5, or I'm sorry, 30% of $30 is $9. So it's really only costing you $21, right? So something you would normally pay $50 retail for is actually only costing you $21. It's an incredible, incredible thing to do, to be in the firearm industry and love to buy firearm related products. So
I'm going to have you buy more stuff.
yeah, don't ever purchase anything again.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ever.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Painful
Me.
price. Anyway, so
Full circle.
that is that. Full circle. We were talking about PSA. They're great. They're amazing. I'm glad we covered them. Who else you got on your listo de graba?
Yes, listo. So I know last with our Unfluencing podcast, we ripped him anew, but I want to bring back the stroker.
The LPVO stroker?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The scope switch.
You guys don't know what the scope switch is? That is the device that attaches to the handguard, and you move it forward and backward.
Takes up most of your handguard.
Takes up most of your handguard. It looks like you're jacking off your gun.
It's pretty sweet.
It is it's pretty sweet, I guess.
Pretty sweet.
So we ripped it up because it was like, I don't know, fucking $600.
Yeah, $600.
It's had multiple failures in some of the videos that we have seen, and it's just I'm not a fan. But the silver lining of that, because this is a happy cast.
Correct. Happy cast.
It's a happy cast and not a no cast. we are on. We wanted to talk about the benefits of what this company is doing.
Yeah,
and they're trying to innovate.
Cool.
They're attempting to innovate.
They're trying cool stuff.
They're at least getting it out there.
Yeah.
And seeing if people want to do it.
Right. They're
wanna
floating
use
it
it.
out there. They're the same guys that make the Flux Raider. Do you know what that is?
I know what a flux capacitor is. I don't know what a flux
The
raider
turbo
is.
encabulator?
I know what a turbo encabulator is, and I know what a flux capacitor is, but I
Right.
don't know what the flux raider is.
It's the little chassis system that you can put your, drop safe 320 in. That
Okay.
turns it into like a little SBR kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Kind of like a Roni, but instead you drop the fire control unit into it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
they're the same people that make that. And
That's cool. So yeah, I like
they're
the fact
trying
that
stuff, and
they're
it's
out
cool.
there and they're innovating
Yeah.
and they're in the Second Amendment community. So props to you guys for doing that. Just you might want to ditch the stroker.
Maybe.
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 I don't know. Just my opinion.
Maybe.
My opinion.
But who are we?
There's gonna be like 600 people that listen to this, so it's not really like we're.
And we love every one of you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
we do.
So much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about maybe some influencers. Since we were influencing, let's talk about some influencers.
Ones that we follow, ones that
Yeah.
we like, ones that are near and dear to our loins.
Near and dear to our loins.
I like that.
And I want to hit it strong
Hit it
with
hard.
my favorite one.
Okay.
King Pix.
King
Shout
Pix.
out to you, homie.
Shout out to the GPM.
Like,
The KPM. Sorry.
KPM. We've talked back and forth a few times. He's chill ass dude, super cool. Every video he puts out makes me giggle, makes me laugh. He's doing good stuff out there for the community.
Yeah,
He's making everybody remember it's okay.
If you guys
to
don't know
laugh.
who King Pix Media is, you can find him on the tube. You can also find him on
All the
Instagram, and you can find him on Facebook. No, you can't find him on Facebook.
Yeah, don't even try.
Don't even try to
Sorry,
find him on
King Pix.
Facebook. Get rid of your Facebook accounts. Anyway, so King Pix is if you don't know who he is, he's the punch out, go to work guy. In fact, I believe the original folks who coined punch out, go to work are all the high speed, low drag trainers out there.
work, yeah.
But King
He
Pix,
coined it in the most beautiful sense, which is the ironic sense.
which is the don't take yourself so seriously, don't take life so seriously, you'll never get out alive.
Yes.
Because he's the one that he's kind of poking fun at all the
Correct.
the super serious trainers out there.
Super serious.
The super serious
Serious
trainer.
citizens.
And so he punch out, go to work is you hear us say it a lot, and it's always a nod to King Pix Media.
Absolutely.
Because, we too like to not take ourselves too seriously, and I think he's got some good content on there. So
Yeah,
if you're looking to get really good training, don't go to King Pix Media because it's all
satire.
It's all satire. I love reading the comments in King Pix Media
Dude.
because these dudes are like ripping them up. They're like,
Dude, yeah.
that's not how you do it. I'm like, no, really? Did you miss the entire boat?
I've got something to admit on that. When I first saw one of his videos,
I know.
I didn't pick up that it was satire at
What the
first.
fuck is this?
Yeah, and I was watching it because he's good. He's good at his serious.
He's very
good.
He's very.
And I was watching and I was like,
You don't know that anything's in jest at all. Yeah.
And I was like, there's no fucking way that this guy is suggesting to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it over and over, kind of getting a little heated.
Yeah.
And then I go down into the comments and I'm like about to type a comment. And then I stopped and I said, wait, what if?
What if
I'm the idiot?
What if I'm the idiot? And I think a lot of people find that when they go through enough of this stuff, they're like, oh shit, I'm the dummy.
Yeah.
This guy's not serious. He hasn't been serious the entire time.
It's a joke.
He's at a bus stop showing you how to pie the corners.
Yeah.
How to peek inside.
Free training.
How to peek inside every time, right? The bus stops are great.
Free CQB training.
Free CQB training. Could be my favorite one.
Oh, it's
Really is.
so good.
It's fantastic. Anyway, who's next on the old agenda?
Moving on. I'm gonna lump these kind of three guys together, which is administrative results, the balaclava himself, the baklava,
Indeed.
Garand Thumb, the Thummy Boy,
Yeah, the GT.
and Micah Mayfield, and,
Okay.
and their little crew of individuals.
All right, cool. Yeah.
And the reason I'm going to lump them all together is because they don't give a flying fuck, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
and they're making a huge push they're making some great entertainment. They really are.
His company, Onward Research, is
Onward-
putting together some good products.
some good shit.
Yep.
They are making some cinematic stuff, which is great to watch, great information, and the message that they're pushing
Yep.
with fucking being a man, stepping up, spending time with your family,
Right.
spending time where it counts, becoming a weapon,
Yep.
and just being a good human being.
Yeah, he's a good human.
It's
for sure.
fucking rad.
And he is truly I say the word influence because I can't think of another one, but he's truly an influence to all the young men out there that want to be in that industry, that want to be in the gun, even the gun tubing industry
is to
or
me,
the
for
review
sure.
industry.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take any of the pages out of his book, it could really drive some success if that's something that you're looking into getting into as a social media influencer, gun tuber, whatever you want to call it. Even if you just want to do gun gear reviews and things like that. I mean, he's a good place to start. You watch what he's doing; it works, and you kind of emulate, but have your own voice and don't completely knock it off. Like we've seen some guys do that on social media.
Yes, we have,
and you can. When you see somebody not being themselves and literally trying to hop on the same train that this dude is on, it's very apparent because you're like, this looks like a GT video, but it's like a wish.com GT video.
Yeah, Grand Thumb at home.
Yeah, Grand Thumb at home. Yeah. So, yeah, be yourself out there if you're doing social media. That's clearly what we do. I make an idiot out of myself all the time because I'm a fucking idiot. And I love being myself on camera, right? It flows so much better.
It does, when you're not trying to be somebody else.
So true. And you could really tell that he, like Rantham really opened up about who he was. He blossomed, I think, when he got out of because you see this big change in his content and how he behaves and how he acts, and he was far more professional, far more put together when he was in the military because he wanted to maintain. I would assume I don't know him, but
thinking.
I would assume that he was trying to maintain some decorum because he was still in the military. He was setting a good example and a good representation for the Air Force.
Yeah,
right. So
respectable.
And it's respectable for sure.
Absolutely. And like looking at that influencer space, I think the two, in my opinion, the two that kind of pioneered the gun tube. I mean, you got like Hickok and some of the older dudes, but like Demolition Ranch, and Grand Thumb. And I feel like if you look at those two, you kind of see everybody else spread off from that. Right. You have Demolition Ranch, which is like pure entertainment value. Pure entertainment value. Sure, he does some reviews, some stuff there, but it's entertainment. It's for fun. It's to make you laugh. It's to make you have a good time.
Good segue into Demo Ranch. Let's talk about him real quick.
Absolutely. Demo, fantastic for the community.
It is. Yeah. It's good because he's just out there doing stuff. I found a lot of his stuff even kind of valuable. Like you've always wanted those questions. Like, I wonder what happens if I plug up my barrel.
Right.
And the cool thing about that is I was like, I got to watch this. Like, what does happen if you plug up your barrel? And not only did he plug up the barrel, but he plugged up the barrel with multiple different substrates. Like he put concrete in one, he put epoxy in another. I think he welded one shut, right? And I think you know what's insane? What I didn't know, what is really interesting information, is that a bullet will push anything out of a barrel.
Pretty much.
Anything. I mean, that dude he hammered a piece of rebar in it. Right, he ground it down and hammered a piece of rebar inside of a barrel.
This was the shotguns, right?
No, he did these with high points.
High point wins again, dude.
Yeah, he just had like a whole box of high points, I think, and he was just putting random shit in the different barrels. And what would happen is on some of them, I mean, it would totally fuck the gun up. But if you were to shoot something, I think there's a big misconception: the gun's gonna blow up in my face if the barrel is if there's a stoppage in the barrel.
No, that's just a 300 black and a 5.56.
Yeah, that's just a 300 black and a 5.56. What the interesting thing that I found is only did he get severe failure of the firearm that would probably like fuck your face up pretty bad when he welded the barrel shut. When he truly put a deep weld into the end of that barrel and then tried to get around through it, that's when the back of the gun blew out, which would probably...
There's too much back pressure.
Exactly. It would injure yourself, and the whole bottom of the whole lower receiver kind of blew out of the handgun. So having said that, it was really interesting to watch because never again will I be like, do I have something in my... Like, did I get some mud in there that hardened up and You don't need to worry about it, dude. It's gonna, there's so much pressure in there. It's gonna blow anything out of the front of that. Anyway, that was a little bit of a side.
But no, it's good.
It's good to know, right?
Yeah.
But those are the kind of things that he does. Like, what does happen when you shoot this? And it's pure entertainment. But then you get these guys in the comments. You read the comments and they're like, yeah, he's slapping his trigger. He's shooting. like he's shooting his diamond like YouTube play button. Like,
Yeah.
who cares if he's slapping his trigger?
He's not trying to train you in firearms etiquette.
I know.
Yeah, he's there to have a good time. Who fucking cares?
Now, if a trainer is showing you how
Right.
to maintain proper trigger squeeze, right, and he's slapping his trigger, then sure, light him up.
Like if I slap my trigger,
Right.
you have all the right in the world to rip me up in the comments.
Exactly,
Because I'm
because-
being a goober and I'm fucking up my trigger press.
The other thing, yeah, because you're fucking up your trigger press,
Yeah.
and it's totally okay, right? But you also try to, guide our audience through a lot of different training videos and
Right.
stuff. So you want to make sure that your training is on point. You want to make sure that your execution of that firearm is on point.
Yeah.
Right. Me, like, I'm not gonna lie, I slap my trigger sometimes when I'm not paying attention. My fundamentals kind of go out the window, and people light me up for it. But you know
Happens
what?
to us all.
I'm making tactical equipment and products most of the time. I go out and I train. I do the best I can, but I'm not out here training you guys. He is. So
That's me. Rip me up for it.
yeah, rip him up for it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, but I also, still on Matt from Demolition Ranch. A lot of his content is accessible and available to kids, which is cool.
Yeah,
because it allows the younger generation to see firearms as something that's fun.
That's right.
He's still incredibly responsible with it. He's not being dangerous. He takes his precautions, and it's something cool that can kind of bring the younger generation into that and be like, guns aren't all this serious, high speed, low drag, killing utensil stuff. Like, you can go out and you can have fun. You can shoot targets. You can be responsible. You can be
Right.
safe.
Yeah,
And
he
then go into
he
that.
pushes some entertainment value behind it. I think it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
What else we got on our list?
On our agenda.
So we have thoroughly ripped up Lucas Bakken,
And
on
I
our
will
channel,
continue
and
to I will continue to meme Lucas Botkin for the rest of my days.
We will meme the shit out of him because, well,
we're confirmed
if
gay.
you're not a super, because he definitely
He confirmed us gay.
he commented on one of our posts that we are confirmed gay. So apparently,
Well, actually, to be fair, I
suck.
don't know if he was confirming us gay or if he was confirming himself gay. He was very unclear about it.
that was we do need a little clarification in this United Nations. That's totally fine.
Lucas, if you're watching, please let us know.
But that,
What
you
did
know
it mean?
this, the judgment doesn't extend to his entire family because Isaac Bakken.
Isaac,
Bakken.
I've got a man crush on you, Isaac.
I love Isaac Bakken.
I love your brain.
It really
dude.
does.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. You can tell he sits down without a script and he will give you the history of the Second Amendment without looking at a piece of paper. The dude is a fucking genius.
He's a powerhouse.
He is.
He really is.
And I really do appreciate his content and I watch it all the time.
Dude.
So
I've watched his radio video probably like 8 times in a row.
it's great.
Like,
it's super informative. He
it's-
drills way down into the details and
love
really
his voice.
provides a lot of value.
love the way he speaks.
I know.
Love the way he looks.
Fall asleep to him.
Men's Warehouse. Isaac Bakken. You're going to love the way you look.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. No, but yeah, Isaac, the content that I get from him, I feel incredibly grateful for, which is cool.
Yeah, it really is.
He puts out some good pieces of content.
I wish he had more of those T-Rex talks that he used to do with him. And who's the other cat? Who's the other Bakken brother?
Lucas.
No, not the L train.
I can't remember. He's balding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I just don't. I don't
can't
remember his name, but they're both.
They just did one, actually. We should watch it.
Yeah. Check that baby out. Yeah, but both of them are when they come together, his two brothers, and they offer insight into whatever deep dive in that T-Rex talk that they're doing is fucking fantastic. So I really do appreciate that content.
Yeah. Mr. Guns and Gear as well.
Guns and Gear is,
Dude, I just want to touch his head.
I know
It's so soft, so supple.
it is.
I'm assuming.
He's a good dude. We actually worked with him
A few times, right?
A few different times, and some products. He reviewed our products, which was fantastic. He had glowing reviews of some of the stuff that he saw. He provided really insightful feedback of the things that he didn't like, and he was just honest about everything.
Yeah.
And you could tell he's honest about the things that he does on his channel.
I've never gotten a sense of he's shilling something, which is awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. He does a good job and he provides valuable information. And there's a big host of things that he covers, which I really appreciate. It mixes everything up.
His
A lot of
suppressor
times
video?
you'll get a channel where, it's kind of the same exact thing all the time.
Right.
There's nothing wrong
here,
with
I'm
that.
reviewing this AR. Now I'm reviewing this AR.
Right.
Now I'm reviewing this AR.
But he's got a whole mix of things. Like
Yeah.
he may be giving you a breakdown on the suppressor video that he did was fantastic. And he gives you a breakdown on suppressors and what they do and how they behave and all that.
Different decibel levels,
decibel
how
levels.
it acts to your ears.
Yeah, but then in the next video, he will be he won't even be doing a review. He'll be talking about
News, maybe.
the news or the laws that are changing and what it means, and he does it in a very insightful way. And
He's to the point, which
it's
is
not
awesome.
clickbaity. He doesn't say like huge thing, blah blah blah, massive news.
You know
and
who
then
you are.
And then a judge farted.
Yeah.
And you're like, sweet. Like I completely wasted my time. There's no clickbait on
Right.
most of his stuff. He does a great job, and they definitely censored or shadow banned him on YouTube. I mean, I follow him. I tried to get the notifications, and I cannot get notifications from that guy.
Right.
He never shows up on my feed, even though I watch all of his
He's
videos.
so based. Like if you ever, I know you don't find yourself on Twitter very often.
Yeah.
But we follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Homie's based, dude. I understand why he's shadow banned because he's a hero amongst us.
Oh,
he truly
I see.
is.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Based.
Based.
I was like, speak
Speak Gen X.
Speak millennial, not Gen Z. To
Oh,
me.
sorry. He's as millennials might say, he's super dope, bro.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I understand those. I
Yeah.
understand that language.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Bro.
Bro. Not bruh
No.
or brah or bray.
No.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, Guns of Gear. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop on Twitter and check him out.
He's great. I think he actually got taken off for a second and then put back on.
Nice. Good for him.
Let's talk about our community. Let's talk about the community that we built.
Yeah.
Like and branching off that, not just
We're talking about amazing people in this industry. Let's talk about us.
no, not
No,
us.
but we're talking about the community, the audience who's literally listening right now.
Yes.
Is that's what
yes,
you're talking
the
about?
audience who's listening and those who have
You
yet
guys
to be
are
a part.
so badass that you got nuked on fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, Two-Way Pro Group was up for fucking, 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Like 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't last.
Jason's giving me the hard 2.
The hard 2. Yeah.
The hard 2.
You guys were so incredible with the Second Amendment.
That Facebook shut us down.
Shut us down in 2 weeks. Now,
Not just our
think about
page,
this.
our company page
Right.
as well. And his personal page.
Yes. I think move this to the front of the fucking video when we edit the video.
Yeah.
Check this out. You guys are the audience that listens to this is so badass because the 2A group, the 2A Pro group that was on
2A
Facebook,
group.
the 2A group, 2A Pro group that was on Facebook. You guys were on it for 2 weeks before you got not only the group shut down, but the Tacticon Armament page shut down and my entire personal account nuked.
All of
Good
his
for you guys.
children's photos
Yes.
gone because you guys are great.
What this is,
Yeah.
to me, that is what that says to me is, as much as I don't like the fact that happened, I am incredibly grateful that the people that are in our community took a hard enough stance that, it pissed Zuck off enough to be like, I'm not only going to take down the group, I'm going to take down the Tacticon page, and I'm going to take down this motherfucker's personal account too. Like, I'm just going after.
So
I mean, I'm
good.
wondering what else is affiliated with fucking Facebook that I have that they're just going to remove.
Your
right?
Ford's going to shut down, dude.
I know. Ford's going to shut down. I'm going to have.
Actually,
They're going to be.
it's in the shop.
Oh, did he buy a Ford or something?
No,
I know nothing about.
I'm assuming he's got weird alien connections. Everything technological in your life is just going to...
It's just going to take a total shit.
Yeah.
What will happen is the fucking, how there's like Apple Play in the cars. I got Apple Play in my truck, right? So the little Facebook icon on Apple Play will just like disappear. I won't even have it in there anymore. They're going to be like, you can't even get it in your truck.
You'll go to turn on your truck and Zuck's face will just pop up on your screen and it'll say, not today.
Not today, bitch. Anyway.
But it'll be in snake. It'll be...
Yeah, he is. He is a fucking slimy little snake.
He's a little lizard, dude.
Anyway, but
yeah,
you guys are badass. The
you
community
are.
is wonderful. I love engaging with you guys on what used to be Facebook and what is now Instagram,
Yep.
Twitter, YouTube, and now Discord on the new Discord group. So
Yeah.
thank you for doing what you do. It is a pleasure to grab my coffee every morning and see what you tactical little termites have to say because I am it's like the highlight of my morning. Like what kind of shenanigans went down in the community.
Right. What hilarious comments have been left?
Yeah.
Like what's going to make me chuckle today?
Who who got shit on
right
in the last 24 hours.
And it's great too, because not only the 2A pro community, but it's like it's more and more every day that are showing up and really stepping up for the Second Amendment, holding a no fuck you kind of approach to it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we don't, and more that don't feel the necessity to be gear whores.
Right. So I don't think there was this big of a push to honor and respect and exercise our responsibilities to the Second Amendment than there ever was in the last decade. I mean, this last decade has been huge for the Second Amendment. The reason why is because the harder people push to get rid of it and for gun control and to eliminate the fact that we are able to protect ourselves, the harder we push back.
Right.
And when we push back harder, like if you just left it alone, there wouldn't be all these advances in, I would assume there'd be less advancements, not only in, maybe Second Amendment legislation, but also less advancements in the firearm community in general.
Yeah.
Because the more they talk about it and try to get rid of it, the more compelling it becomes to own a firearm and the more compelling it becomes to be a part of the industry and innovate, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They're doing themselves a disservice because
truly.
It's funny because we you could still find it, right? If you walk into a lot of gun shops, you'll see a picture of Obama hanging on the wall, and it'll say "Salesman of the Decade," right? And it'll just be him, and it'll salesman of the decade, and it's the truth, right?
Yeah,
it's the whole thing about racism that we talked about before, right? When they asked Morgan Freeman, "How do you stop racism?" and he said, "Stop talking about it," right? It's the same thing. The more you guys fucking talk about it, the more guns people are going to buy, the more ammunition people are going to buy. It's only going to get worse for you and better for us.
That's right. It's like the meme. It has the person that's all angry crying and they're like, "Stop buying guns." And it's the Chad and he's like, "I'm going to buy even more and I'm going to buy them harder now."
Yep, that's right.
Absolutely.
So thanks to the community. Thanks for everybody that supports this channel. It has been wonderful to be a part of this group. It really has.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And there was
getting
one
into that. Well,
thing.
I think we want to talk about masculinity.
That's exactly what I was about to break into, because this massive pushback and this massive push for the Second Amendment. Now we're also having a massive push on the politically correct, quote unquote, the politically incorrect side, I should say.
Were you talking about toxic masculinity?
Yeah, where they're doing this push that is, we don't need this masculinity. We don't need men. There's toxic masculinity.
Right.
And there's such a massive push now from these, honestly, I would say leaders, these idols like John Lovell, Grantham, a lot of people in this space, Jordan Peterson, that are stepping up and saying, no, we need men more than ever now.
Yeah.
Like, we need to be masculine. Fuck it. We need to be toxically masculine.
Yeah.
And we need to step up and be men and be the men that our grandfathers were.
Right.
And it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I completely agree. I think that the more they push back on toxic masculinity, the more masculine men are going to emerge through the next generation. Again, as it were with the firearm scenario that we just talked about, the more they push back on the Second Amendment, the more prominent and prevalent it becomes, and the more we get our way. Same thing.
Right.
With masculinity. The more you push back against it, the more we're going to want to do it, because as Americans, as genuine red-blooded Americans, the last thing we want to be told is what to fucking do. Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Like, you tell me I can't fucking do it. Like, look, if you told me that I wasn't allowed to be gay, I'd be out there sucking all the dick. I'd suck dick just so you couldn't tell me that I can't.
No, this is absolutely true, though. I told him this once in my office. No, but for those who are watching and listening, if I tell Jake no on an idea, if I tell him no on a comment or a video idea, we're going to do that video idea or that comment even harder now.
Yeah.
Like
I listen for it when he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what I want to do then. Usually if it's like, I mean, I'm going to call you out, Jason. Jason told me not to talk about fucking Andrew Tate.
And we're going to talk about him.
We're going to talk about him.
Right.
Because I love controversy.
Yes.
Not because I love getting people's feathers riled up. It's because
He also
if I
loves
have a
that.
fucking opinion about something, I'm not going to shut my mouth about
Right.
it, right? I will do things.
Never keep that cock holster closed.
Oh my God, especially now. Especially after the shit that happened with Facebook. Now I am going to double and triple down. Like, dude, you wanted to shut us down because of guns? Congratulations, because I'm going to make sure half this fucking country owns a firearm company, right? When I fucking die, I want everybody not only owning guns, but having a gun company of some sort.
Just a small one in their garage.
Like the only place to work in America is going to be at a fucking gun shop. They're going to be like, where do I work? I don't know. McDonald's or a gun shop?
I
guess
want to
I'm
be
going
a
to have
waiter.
to fucking,
Too bad.
Too bad. There's no more restaurants. You have to eat in the gun shop.
Eat lead,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Build a gun shop and then build the barbershop connected to the gun shop. We are
literally doing that.
we are literally doing that. You want to get a barbershop? You want to get a fucking haircut? You're going to have to get a gun while you're sitting there getting a haircut.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that it's so fucking ubiquitous. You're going to have to walk. You can't walk into a fucking Walgreens without being able to buy a fucking gun. Somehow, I'm going to make this shit happen. I promise you.
Used to be that way. We're bringing it back. Bring back 2008 Walmart.
Right. Yeah. We'll just get the kiosks out in the parking lot that you have to fucking walk through or buy to get into the Walmart that you're no longer allowed to buy guns at.
Yeah, you want to get into Walmart, you got to buy a case of 9mm.
Yeah. Look, you want to, if we are going to make a fucking difference in this fucking world with the Second Amendment, then guns need to be fucking everywhere. They just need, they need to be all over your fucking social media feed. They need to be all over the fucking, and I'm not talking about like a gun needs to be like sitting outside of a Walmart where a child can access it. What I'm talking about now is there still is firearm safety.
Responsibility.
There's responsibilities and there are safety measures that need to go into place, and I fully advocate for that.
But we shouldn't be fucking afraid to share it.
But damn, if you want to make an impact, like, dude, set up a fucking, kiosk and sell firearm equipment. And if everybody did that, and
legally,
it was everywhere, legally.
We have to say legally for legal reasons.
Yes. And I do want to disclaim that we are not selling firearms on this podcast. There is we are not pushing to sell firearms on this podcast. We are merely enforcing our constitutional right to the Second Amendment. That is it. So I'm disclaiming that for all the, legalese out there.
Legalese.
All right. Back to it. Man, where was I? Yeah.
Walmart.
Guns. Buy guns. Don't buy guns. I can't say that.
You were saying
what I can't do? They're gonna pull me down.
We were talking about Andrew Tate.
We started
about Andrew Tate.
Yeah, but the more you tell Americans, like true, genuine Americans who respect our freedom and the freedom for our family, not to do something, we are going to want to do it.
Right.
At least I am. So tell me not to be toxically masculine. I will find out exactly what that is and what that means, and they will do that times 3, right? If I've got to walk around with my fucking imaginary lat syndrome, puffing out my fucking chest,
dude,
ILS, dude, you know what I mean? Just puffed out, right?
Puffed out the game.
All puffed out, nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Right?
No doorway can contain me.
I don't really know what toxic masculinity is exactly, but I'm going to figure out what it is, and then I'm going to do that times 5 to an order of magnitude higher than what the fuck they think that is, right? If that means people are going to be like, oh, good day, sir, and I'm going to be like, fuck you, then I'm going to do that.
My freedom bone is so hard right now.
Not really. I'll try to be respectful to the community,
we're
but
still respectful.
You see where I'm getting.
It's the push comes to shove.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to be a lady? I'm going to be a man even harder.
What that means. Let's talk about just masculinity in general, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean to you? Put you on the spot.
Masculinity to me is, I kind of distilled it down when I was in the heat or the prime of my martial arts.
Are you still in heat?
Can you smell it? The bears can smell the menstruation. God damn it. And what it boils down to me, it obviously has lots of break-offs and cutaways, but strength and honor. To be strong and to be honorable. To have a code that you stand by, to be respectful, honorable, and to like the book I gave you, the Book of 5 Rings, Musashi, to live by a code. right? To establish a code for yourself. It doesn't have to be one that somebody else made. It can be your own code. Sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and go, what are my values and my morals? And I'm going to fucking stick to it until they put me into the ground.
I got goosebumps, man. I really do. That is, I do. Yeah, I'm tearing up a little bit because I'm thinking about it. It's like, how do we address masculinity in a positive way? And it is get a code to live by. Establish what your values are. Truly what they mean deep down in your core. Not what society wants you to have. Not what they tell you to have. Not to have yourself fit in. What means something to you?
Right.
How are you going to put the framework into your life and your children and your family's life and then stick to that shit unapologetically?
Yep.
And don't let anybody fucking tell you that you cannot feel, act, behave a certain way so long as it doesn't infringe upon the rights of anybody else.
Correct. And
right?
something else to add to that is humility is so massive to be a fucking good man.
It is.
To be humble.
See people in public when they come up to me, because I get recognized in public.
You nailed it. You nailed it. That's why you saw me kind of jump right there.
Strength, honor, and humility.
You have to have humility to learn anything.
Yes.
You have to, in order to open your mind up to understand, I don't know everything. You have that is the definition of humility. You have to fully understand that I've got a long way to go. I've got a lot to learn. I don't know everything, and I am willing to soak up as much information as I possibly can to make a educated and valuable decision. And that not only stems from education and training, but it's just a way to build relationships, right? If I don't know a lot about you and I want to get to know you, if I automatically think I know everything about you, if I automatically think that you're going to like me, and I don't allow you access into my life by asking you questions, finding out who you are, having humility to establish that relationship and that true connection, I don't believe that any of us are going to be able to build meaningful relationships without it.
No, absolutely.
I don't know if that made sense.
It does.
Kind of.
That's probably just because I spent enough time with you. But like,
it makes sense. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody else is going to know what
I've
I'm
got the
talking
tism.
about. But it really is, it's about figuring out the tribe. It's about truly understanding the tribe that we surround ourselves with. And that can't be done unless we are being humble about who we are, what we are, and what, go ahead.
With strength and honor, it's okay to fuck up. We're all humans. We're all learning. And you set a code, and then you realize that your code is maybe infringing on somebody else's like right to live and their freedoms. Right. Like maybe it's like you're being an asshole because your code is, I'm not going to take no shit. Right. Well, maybe it's time to stop, be humble for a second and go, okay, I'm the asshole.
Right.
They're not sensitive. Maybe I'm being an asshole.
Yep.
Right. And it's humility is one of the greatest things that a man can learn how to be or how to do. Humility
is also one of the greatest things that somebody can have when starting a business, owning a business. It's one of the most important things to have if somebody out there was considering joining the military. Like, showing up humble is the number one way to make it through and be successful in the military, because you have to be able to take direction. You have to understand when there are things that need to be improved. And humility, I feel like humility allows you to tap into the honesty that you need to have about yourself, right? Truly understanding where your weak points are, things that you need to fucking sharpen, things that you need to shape in your life to become a better human being. And that goes right into masculinity. Yeah. Because to be a good man, you have to understand where your defects of character are and how you can go about adjusting those so that we can be better human beings in general. And masculinity to me does not mean, what the fuck is my wife doing out of the kitchen? Right? Yeah. And I think that is what people think masculinity is. It's like, where the hell's my dinner when you get home? Right. That is not masculinity. And masculinity, you said it beautifully, is exactly that. It is establishing code, ethic, values, truly understanding what it is, being unapologetic about it, taking action, massive action, to push those things forward into your tribe, into your family's life. And and then humility to allow you to correct the deficiencies that need to be corrected. Correct. And to continue to learn. Yeah. And to continue to see, it's not so much humility as it would be empathy, I suppose, right? So being empathetic is good to an extent, but I think what happened is our society, our nation, overshot the fucking mark on empathy.
Yeah.
We are just empathetic towards fucking everybody.
Yeah.
People that break the law, people that are, politicians that aren't doing the right thing.
Right.
Right. Like the empathy goes so deep that everybody is
bad.
allowed to fucking get away with everything.
Right.
Right. And so being empathetic is the sign of masculinity, I think. I mean, it genuinely is. Truly understanding, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes and understand like they need a level of respect.
Right.
My kids need a level of respect. I need to understand what they fucking think, how they feel, so that I can correctively get inside their minds and shape them into the human beings that they are. And that's another thing that I want to get into too, is not just the shit. Your kids are going to be who the fuck they want to be. I realize that pretty quickly. No matter what I try to do to get them to go a certain direction, if they don't want to ride dirt bikes, dude, my daughters don't want to ride dirt bikes.
Right.
They're not going to fucking ride dirt bikes. They don't want to shoot guns. I've tried to get them out there. They just don't.
If they don't want to, they don't want to.
If they don't want to, they don't want to. You cannot force them. They are going to be their own humans.
No matter how much you try, I learned this with watching my brothers with my parents, right? We had shameless brag here. My parents were the tits, dude. I grew up in a great home. My parents were always there. They were attentive. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. We were homeschooled. Like, I grew up essentially in the lap of luxury of a parental household. Right? And even with that, kids are going to be who they're going to be. They're going to fuck up. They're going to do drugs. They're going to get arrested. They're going to, you
cannot shield them from the world.
You can only give them the path to follow, and they choose to follow it.
But the reason why I say empathy is so important, and maybe it's not so much for masculinity as it is for being a parent, being a good father, but I think that does kind of weave into masculinity a bit, is like how to be a good father.
Well, it's part of the strength.
It's letting, and the empathy and the humility go hand in hand with this, what I'm about to say. And the reason why, in speaking from experience as a father, because we have to expose our kids to all the things that they could be capable of doing.
Right.
But truly understanding and having that empathy when they don't fucking want to play baseball and they want to play soccer, I can't be like, no, you're going to be a baseball player. You can't force them. You can force them. I'm not talking to people right now. I'm not talking to our audience right now, telling them they're not allowed to do something. Here's what worked for me.
Yeah.
Giving them an option, exposing them, even if they didn't want to do it at first, right? My daughter, we were just talking to her yesterday. She got done with volleyball yesterday. She didn't want to play soccer. We put her into soccer anyway, whether she liked it or not.
Yeah.
You're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? She tries it. She liked it. She loved it. She stayed in it.
Yep.
Volleyball, same thing. She tried it. So far, she likes it. Yesterday was her first practice. We're going to keep going with that.
Awesome.
There are other things that we've done. Like I put them on a dirt bike when they were young. She's like, I don't like this.
Right.
Try it again. I don't like this. Okay. Fair
All
enough.
right. Yeah.
You don't have to do it anymore,
but
right?
That's the part where being a parent is sometimes you have to make your kids do that stuff that they don't want to do.
Right.
Because they're new to the world and you have to go, nope, you got to experience it. You got to try it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have to try this.
And that's where like the more assertive part of masculinity has to take effect.
Right.
Is like, you're going to do this whether you fucking like it or not. Then if you don't like it, I have to be empathetic enough to understand that you may be better suited doing something else.
Right.
And it is our job as parents, as men, as protectors, to make sure that they have all the tools that they need to succeed, right? And the exposure to the proper programs they need to exceed. But we are not responsible for shaping them into exactly who they are.
Right.
They should come into that on their own.
That's the woman's job. I'm just kidding.
No, but
it kind of is.
Far from the truth.
We are the
right?
provider and they are the nurturer.
Yeah. My daughters are very much more like their mother than they are like me, thank God. Right?
Yeah.
And and I mean that and I know it's kind of funny, but I genuinely mean that.
Yeah.
I want them to be like their mom. Their
Right.
mom, my wife is
But that's a beautiful,
very good person.
That's a beautiful thing to be able to say.
Yeah.
Think about that. Maybe a lot of people probably don't say that. A lot of people might be, oh, I wish they turned out like me and not like their mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a beautiful thing to be able to say, like, I hope they turn out like my wife.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I really do, because she is an incredible person.
She's a hell of a lady, dude.
Deep, deep down into her fucking soul, she's an amazing person. And I can tell that my kids have that. Like, I know, I could see it. It's brimming.
That's awesome.
Right? Yeah. Anyway.
I wanted to add to just a quick note onto empathy. And that I feel like that falls under kind of the strength portion.
Okay.
Is because, at least for me, it's hard being empathetic. It takes a lot of strength for me to be empathetic with people.
It's a difficult thing to do, man.
I will look at people who have messed up, me messing up in my own, and I will still be unempathetic. I will go, you should have known better.
Yeah.
But that's also how I treat myself when I mess up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm never like, oh, I just goofed up. I need, like, just give me some leeway. No, whenever I mess up, I go, I should have known better. I should have done my due diligence. I messed up. I deserve no empathy or forgiveness.
Yeah,
but
or sympathy or pity.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Self-pity is, man,
that's a killer.
You want to get into a dark, dark place.
No, this is a happiness podcast.
No, I'm not talking about like in the podcast. But if you want to get, and again, I speak from experience. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
The darkest places I've ever been in my entire life were in a cesspool of self-pity.
Yeah.
I mean, there is not one emotion, like anger can, man, I'm not going to lie, man, like self-justified anger, it is like taking a shot of whiskey, dude. It really it is. Yeah. You know, it feels great sometimes. It fuels
the fire.
It fuels so much fire, right? And that anger channeled into the right direction can actually really be helpful sometimes.
Well, that's exactly like, you can't own this. I'm going to own it even harder.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You tell me, right, yeah. So if you spark that anger, and if I know that, you know, if you know yourself really well and you've done enough self-reflection and you can channel that into the right direction, it can really create a lot of success for you.
Yeah.
So for me, wallowing around in the depths of self-pity, those are some of the darkest places I've ever been in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's why I'm very keen now, especially with what happened yesterday, right? So Facebook blows up, right? They drop a fucking nuke on the page and my family page and all of my photos and videos that were saved on Facebook. At first, I felt, the first thing I felt was anger, right? A multitude of emotions, but it immediately went into self-pity. Like at first I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like,
why did it happen to me?
What did it happen to me? And oh my God, what could I have done differently? And why didn't I just, be careful with my posts and do what Facebook wanted me to do? And I should have done that. And I should have. And dude, I got in kind of a fucking dark place, but I know this about myself. I know that if I'm going to fucking feel sorry for myself for too long, it's game fucking over. And all that did for me was like, it lit this fuel that was like, now all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we are on the proper platforms that allow us the freedom to talk about the Second Amendment, which will be Discord. I will also perpetuate this notion that everybody should not only own a firearm, but own a firearm company.
Right.
Of some sort. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you are an affiliate marketing gun tuber, where all your money is made through affiliate marketing on gun tubing. It doesn't matter. Like, I think it just put gas on the fucking fire for me to get this shit done sooner. But if I would have sat in that self-pity, you could very quickly give up. I mean, it's a dangerous place for a guy like me to be. Yeah. Right?
I think it's dangerous for all of us. I really do. Self-pity is...
What good is feeling fucking sorry for yourself ever going to do?
Ever.
It is never going to help. It is like it is a... You want to talk about something toxic?
Yeah. That's
self-pity,
toxic.
That's fucking toxic. That'll shut a man down quicker than I think anything else.
Oh, yeah.
You know, two things will shut men down. Ego, the opposite of humility. Correct. And self-pity, right?
And validated self-pity.
Validated self-pity. Like
that is the fucking... Yeah. That's the nail in the coffin. You already feel bad for yourself, and you're taking your little pity party, but then somebody comes along and is like, oh, I'm sorry you feel this way. I get it. And it's like, no. You got to get smacked back into shape and go, hey, buckaroo.
I do. And I'm telling
sucks,
you, like, shit would happen in the business, and I would fucking go home. And I've done this before, man, where I'll go home and, like, you know, my wife will be like, what's wrong? You know, you think about this, like, she also works, and she's also with the kids all day, and, like, probably got way more on her fucking plate than I do. I've come home sometimes and I'm like, oh, this happened and this happened. And I'm complaining to her about everything going on in the business, right? She's already had a probably a hell of a day.
Yeah.
And I'm going in, instead of being the fucking rock in the mountain in which her waves of emotions can crash into like a fucking man is supposed to be.
Right.
I'm there complaining and whining. And now she's worried because she's not connected to the fucking business. She's like, is everything going to fall apart?
Is this
Are
gonna
we going
crash
to
and
be
burn?
okay?
Yeah.
Like, is your business okay? You know what I mean? And I'm just feeding this shit into her head that's making her worry and be concerned, because my self-pity allowed me to go home, feel sorry for myself, had her worried now, not just about our kids' well-being. And now she's worried, like, is the business going in? Like, is everything okay? And it is just, that's what happens when we are not aware of being masculine.
Right.
We are not aware of being men, and not aware of being who we were supposed to be, because I've done that shit, dude, and it does not go well.
Yeah.
All it does is terrify her.
Yeah.
Because like, if my fucking husband is scared, then I should be scared.
Then I should be scared too.
Yeah. So I've adopted this thing where I try as best as I can to, how's business going? It's going great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if I just, if I just had to fucking, drop 6 figures on a fucking lawsuit that was pending for some particular thing. If she asks about something specifically, then of course I got to be honest with her about it. But
it's not a lie. What it is
if I can handle it, then why does she need to know about it? I want her to feel safe.
it's the strength,
It's the strength.
right? It is. I'm really happy that you said that. You're like, I'm not lying to her, and that's the thing. You'll be honest, and it's not a lie. It's putting on a face of strength to uphold and to, like you said, be the rock that her wave of emotion can crash onto.
Right.
And to be that safe space for her. And now we're not saying to just bottle up all your shit and eventually go nuts and Kurt Cobain yourself. We're not saying that.
What I like. Okay, go ahead.
What we're saying is sometimes there is a time and place to bottle it up, but find the healthy releases. Like, sure, maybe it can be your wife some days, but maybe it's your bros. Maybe it's the community you've built. Maybe it's your close friend, and you go, listen, I need to fucking talk to you.
Yeah.
Because I am freaking out.
That's right.
And he can come in and go, shut up. Stop being a bitch.
And that's why, dude, if you don't have friends that are telling you not to be a bitch, then you got the wrong friends.
Right.
Or you're just not a bitch.
Yeah. you could just not be a bitch, but like...
But good
most
friends
likely
will be
your
honest
friends
with you and tell you the fucking truth, even if it's fucking painful.
Yeah.
I will be honest with people. I mean, I'm not going to give any specific examples because these things are personal, but there was an associate of mine in the business world who was asking me if he could kind of use me as a bit of a mentor for some of his things. And I was like, dude, if you ask me to do that, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to hurt your fucking feelings, dude. It's just the way it is, because I don't want to see you go down a path that's wrong, and it's going to hurt your fucking feelings. And I'm going to tell you right now, dude, I hurt his feelings, and I think too many times, because he hasn't reached out to ask me. But that it is what it is. Or maybe he just doesn't need any advice. I don't know, and that's why I kind of wanted to keep it anonymous. But yeah, dude, like I haven't really heard from him. But the truth fucking hurts.
It does.
And we have to. We just got to get over it. And to your point, what I was going to say earlier is, the great thing, if you're feeling guilty, especially like with your spouse or maybe a partner, your girlfriend or something, and you want to be able to tell her the truth, you can tell her the truth, dude.
Absolutely.
But tell her after you've solved the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Don't go home
don't
with the
come
problem.
with the problem.
Be like, hey, I'm getting sued for $250,000. Come to her after the lawsuit's settled and be like, hey, I just want to let you know that this is what happened. We settled by doing this.
Yeah.
Everything is fine, and I figured it out. But I wanted to let you know that it happened so that you weren't not
Stressed.
sleeping, because one of us at least has to sleep.
Right.
So
one of us does.
I found that's the greatest way. After something is already done, hey, just letting you know, like, this shit hit the fan, but I solved the problem. And that's exactly how I love to have it happen here at the company, right? So the culture that we try to create at Tacticon is have the employees come at us, not with the problem, but a problem with the solution. I love to know when there's problems, but I don't want to know what's the problem. Like, look, you found this out because you're on the front line of X, Y, or Z. Maybe the production guy is on the fiber laser doing some cuts. He realizes that he's fucked an entire lot up and there's something on the machine that needs to be fixed. Cool. Do you need to come to me and say, ooh, we're going to have a problem here? No, not unless you have we're going to have a problem here, but this is how we're going to solve that problem. I've already ordered the new component that we're going to be able to fix this with, and the machine will be back up by next Wednesday. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know, and thank you very much for solving the problem. Or here are 3 solutions that I have. What do you think is the best
what do you
option?
think is the best?
Yeah. I mean, that's the type of shit, dude. You want to be a good employee or a good husband or a good friend. Here, bring them a problem. Bring them some solutions. That is the greatest. Don't just tell them the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Fuck
Absolutely.
that. Yeah, fuck that, right? Come with solutions. Everybody loves that. And you'll be so much more valuable in anybody's life.
Right.
Right? Anybody, it doesn't matter if it's a relationship or a fucking business associate. It doesn't matter who it is. You come to somebody with a problem and then a list of solutions, like there's value.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you be no, I can't say that's how you be a fucking man. That helps me be the best man I can be. And it's important that I speak like that because I don't ever want to sound like this is what you have to do. This is what I have to do.
Right.
This is what I have to do to stay sober. This is what I have to do to be a good husband. This is what I have to do to be a good father. Right. Mm-hmm. And it all boils down to doing most the things that other people call toxic masculinity. I kind of have to do those things to be a good man, really.
Right.
Which is crazy. That we are trying to take
how
that
it
away
works?
from our fucking world right now. Like, why are we doing that? But you brought up John Lovell.
Yes.
And I think he does a great fucking job.
He's phenomenal.
He's at Warrior Poet Society. If you guys don't know who that is, he does a fantastic job at pushing that narrative, at continuing to push that narrative of we need to be men.
How to be a man, how to be a good husband, how to be a good father, how to be a good protector, how to just be a good fucking man.
I agree.
And I have the utmost respect for that individual from what I know of him and the book that he has put out. It's phenomenal.
That's right.
Yeah. Shameless plug for John Lovell.
Shameless plug to John Lovell. Right on. I think we have covered most of what we wanted to cover today. And
I feel
I'm glad.
pretty happy.
I feel great, man. That was
good,
a great 2A Procast. I want to mention one last time when we wrap this up that hit that Discord, because not only is that Discord going to establish a great Second Amendment community where we can all become the militia that we want to be, but there's going to be a ton of access. That group will always get first look into new products that we're having out. We are using that group to test new products. Like if you guys get in that group and say, hey, I'd love to see a placard for a plate carrier that does X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. Dude, we can prototype that shit.
Yeah.
Like we need your input though. We need you guys to get in there and tell us in that Discord group, hey, these are the things that we're kind of looking for. Here's the ideas that we have. Here are the things that we can possibly do to make that happen. I can make any ideas come to fruition. If people ask me enough about it, I'll make it happen. Yeah. The coolest thing about that is what I was thinking about doing is the people that had the input for the products in that group. I was thinking about like creating a little list of those folks if they wanted.
And it comes with like a little card. And it's like, these are the people that helped make this.
Contributions.
Yep.
Right? These are the people that we could dedicate the contributions for that product to be made. If people got involved and helped us build those products.
That'd be super cool.
And then you can be a part of building whatever product that you think needs to hit the market. Anyway, that's all I got.
Yep.
I appreciate everybody's time out there. If you've stuck it all the way through.
Also, I want to throw this out for the Discord.
Toss it out. Yeah.
I'm going to set up a little spot in the Discord where you can ask me directly for training stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'll set up 2 little sections. One will be a response section for video responses where you won't be able to put anything in.
Okay.
But there will
You're talking
be
about the channels inside of Discord?
Yep. So there will be a response channel with videos that you've asked for, but there will be a request channel as well for direct training questions.
That's great.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
So you can reach out to me directly. I will do my best to stay on it.
Cool.
But you can reach out directly and be like, hey, I've been having a really hard time with one-handed reloads.
Sure.
Boom. I'll sit down with the little time that I have and I will mock up a video for you.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a huge benefit. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you doing that. And then obviously getting some direct contact with me. I found that like just using this a little bit, using the Discord, I haven't really been, I haven't used it a lot. So I'm not very, keen on it or good at it, but I've used.
Golly gee.
But what I will say is I've realized that this is going to be far more direct access to us than Facebook would
Absolutely.
be. It really would be. It almost works like a big group.
It's a group
text
chat.
message almost, and it's fucking great. So anything you guys want to know, like all the way down to my penis size, like I fucking got you, bro. It'll be a short conversation.
Got you. Well, this has been To a Procast, episode Ocho.
To a Procast, episode Ocho.
And this time it's the actual
number of the podcast.
God, we're doing good.
God, I
Only
know.
8 weeks in and we figured it out.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for listening. I will see you on the next one. And
With that,
we bid thee
Aquif.